Horizon Stadium for tonight's matchup featuring the visiting Miami FC and your North Carolina FC. And here are tonight's officials. Referee Edson Carvajal, assistant referee Ben Riegel, assistant referee Andrew Sharon, and fourth official Nicholas Strednak. Now let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Miami FC. Captain number 2, Jonathan Ricketts. Goalkeeper number 1, Dante Campisi. Number 5, Diego Mercado. Number 6, Abdel Walid. Number 7, Alan Gavilanes. Number 8, Matias Romero. Number 9, Francisco Bonfilio. Number 11, Dian Aroma. Number 13, Dalton Knudsen. Number 30, Christian Vasquez.
Meanwhile, someone who has been on a goal stretch is Evan Conway. He has scored in back-to-back games for North Carolina.
Justin Madoni with assistant coaches Matias Ferreo, Christian Walker, and Lucas Baeza. And now, the starting lineup for your North Carolina FC. Captain number 20, Connor Donovan. Goalkeeper number 22, Oliver Zamba. Number 6, Thomas Roberts. Number 7, Evan Conway. Number 8, Pedro Dola. Number 13, Luis Perez. Number 19, Ahmad Alcock. Number 23, Jelani Forbes. Number 27, Bryce Washington. Number 44, Raheem Summersall. And number 66.
We have entered the final month of the regular season in the USL Championship, and every remaining game is critical in the race to the postseason. Tonight, from First Horizon Stadium, is an Eastern Conference matchup that affects both sides of the table as North Carolina FC takes on Miami FC here on CBS Sports Golazo Network. This is a pivotal stretch of games for North Carolina as we look at the standings. They are sitting in 4th place on 37 points, fighting with Loudoun, Hartford, and Pittsburgh for a top 4 seed in the playoffs with a game in hand. Meanwhile, time is running out for Miami as they're looking for their first win in the league since mid-June. And with 5 games left, anything but a win would cripple their chances. Thanks for joining us here in Cary. I'm Brian Ware along with Andrew Tate. Andrew, this is a big stretch of games from North Carolina. 3 games in 9 days. And with the way the standings are, this is a must-win.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to pick up points where you can. For North Carolina, they're trying to keep pace with that home playoff position, trying to keep in there with Loudoun just above them. A win today would really help them, that push. For Miami on the other side, games are running out for them. They have to win today, otherwise that playoff dream is disappearing fast.
And North Carolina has been good at home this year. Their last home game against El Paso was a 1-0 win. Andrew, Connor Donovan put on a man-of-the-match performance with his defensive play.
Yeah, absolutely. Connor, what John Bradford loves about him is his leadership and his communication at the back from that central defensive position of the back 3. Here you see his clearances, his blocks. He's a local boy, grew up in Fuquay, Varina. He's got US Youth national team experience with the 17s and the 20s, but now 29 years old. It's his veteran leadership that's really helping this group.
Meanwhile, they're going to have to contend with Miami striker that has been on a tear in his first year in the USL Championship.
Yeah, fantastic. One of the Argentinian contingent for Gaston Badoni. This young man has got 13 goals. Like we said, he's second, a sandwich between the Charleston Battery, 2 leading lights. But he's an absolute pure Argentinian striker. He can score goals with his head, his right foot, his left foot. Anything in the box that's loose, he will be on it in a flash and looking to get on the board.
Francisco Bonfilio has not scored in the last 3 games. Meanwhile, someone who has been on a goal stretch is Evan Conway. He has scored in back-to-back games for North Carolina. Could he get a 3rd? We'll have lineups in the kick next.
Hey, grab me one too.
Find healthy and fast. But at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
With a family like that to take care of, the 2 of you have your hands full. At WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are, so getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the 2 of you.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Getting set for kickoff here between North Carolina and Miami. Andrew, let's get to the starting 11s. First for North Carolina, they do make a couple of changes, especially at the wingback positions.
Yeah, out go Patrick Burner. He's a bit banged up, missed out today. Jaden Savania drops to the bench. In comes Ahmad Al-Kak and Jelani Forbes for his first start on loan from Charlotte FC. But for John Bradford, it was the same front 5 of Roberts, Perez, Dolabella, Conway and Summersall for the 3rd game running.
Miami comes in, as we said, not had a win in 13 games. They make 3 changes for head coach Gaston Madoni.
Yeah, we're potentially anticipating a change in shape as they may look to go to a back 4, considering the lack of chances created last week at home to Rhode Island. Out goes Blanco and Milano. They'll be on the bench today. Matrano's not in the 20, but in come Gavilanes, Veron and Mercado as they hope to try and get on the scoreboard today on the route to 3 points.
And as both teams make their way to the field, you see Raheem Summersall. He had an impressive performance, especially in the final seconds last week down in Tampa Bay. An excellent assist to Olex Anderson in the 95th minute, getting that 2-2 draw down in Tampa. And there you get a look at Gaston Madoni in his first season as head coach of Miami FC. Spent his career down in Argentina with some of the youth teams of Boca Juniors and Argentinos Juniors. And now he has made his way into American soccer under the ownership of Ricardo Silva of Miami FC. And over on the far side in the center of your screen is John Bradford. He is in his 5th season as the head coach of North Carolina FC. Just had his 60th career win a few weeks ago. Our referee today is Edson Carvajal, and Miami, who is in their chain strip in all white with orange letters and numbers, gets us going here in Cary. North Carolina in their home blues as Oliver Zemla gets his 6th consecutive start, coming in on loan from the Philadelphia Union as Roberts goes into a heavy challenge. And the Miami player is down on the ground in the opening 30 seconds.
It's a clever little touch from Roberts. Draws Tulu in and spins, but then lots of Miami players converging on him.
Trying to look at numbers, it might be number 5, Diego Mercado. And referee Edson Carvajal calling out for the trainer to get some assistance. Mercado, the Argentine, one of the many signings that Miami FC made at the beginning of the year. Playing in Argentina, and that is something that the ownership of Miami, especially after the horrendous season they had last year, trying to rejuvenate this squad. After losing their first 4 games of 2025, Miami FC then went 5-2-1 in the next 8 and pulled themselves into the middle of the pack in the standings. And their biggest win was their last win on June 18th against the Battery at home. But since then, in all competitions, the last 2 games of the group stage of the Jägermeister Cup, it has been 15 games without a win. As North Carolina pervades into the attacking third for the first time, here is Ahmad Alcock, and he's going to get the game's first corner kick. Alcock has done well in his first season with the club, coming from the North Carolina Tar Heels, finishing out his college career. North Carolina looking to capitalize on set pieces as referee Carvajal stops play for just a second. Warning, pushing and shoving inside the 6-yard box. Thomas Roberts right in front of Nico Campisi. Perez's corner, headed away by Danko. And Conway fighting to win it back. Gets it into the mixer. Headed away by Tulu. And Summersall with a bit of a high boot. And now the whistle's going to go against North Carolina and give it back to Miami. It's North Carolina's side, 2 wins and a draw in their last 5 matches. Sitting in 4th place with 37 points. Looking to make it back to the postseason for their 2nd consecutive year back in the USL Championship. After winning USL League One in 2023. There's Vasquez, one of the key creators for this Miami side, as well as Sebastian Blanco, who's starting the game on the bench. And now Miami goes over the top looking for Bonfilio. Good header by Finn Sundstrom, who had just recently signed a pro contract, to the delight of a lot of North Carolina FC fans and how much Finn has grown this year. Here is Ricketts, who has played most of the year as a right back, but with the absence of Metrano, is now playing left back for tonight's game, getting the captain's armband. Here is Tulu under pressure from Forbes, and now it falls to Roberts looking for Forbes, but the flag has gone up for offsides against the man on loan from Charlotte FC. Jelani Forbes joining the team just over a month ago. Former Wake Forest Demon Deacon had 8 goals, 19 assists in 70 games for Wake. Was drafted by Charlotte in 2024. Has mostly played in the MLS Next Pro with Crown Legacy FC. And after some of the injuries that North Carolina has had, especially the loss of Rafa Mensingen, North Carolina desperate to get some wing-back depth, and called the team down the road and got given the chance to have, for Forbes to have some minutes, as there's a ball in the box and Zemla comes out to claim it. You mentioned how North Carolina fought their way back to get a 2-2 draw. Zemla's performance against the Rowdies was one to really marvel at. He made several big saves against the Rowdies attackers.
Yeah, he was up for save of the week, wasn't he? I think for one of them.
Yeah, I think this is the 3rd in 4 weeks that he's been nominated for save of the week.
I think it was one of them. I think there was a lot of chances that Tampa had, but they weren't massive chances. They're all shots I'd expect him to save, but he did his job as the goalkeeper, performed exceptionally to limit them to just 2 goals and allowed his team to hang in the game and ultimately get a big point right at the end, as you mentioned, with Alex Anderson Jr.
Decent ball by Jelani Forbes into the box, and it's cleared away for a corner. 2nd corner in as many minutes, as it's a lot of young kids here at First Horizon Stadium. A lot of the NCFC youth teams here in attendance. Getting a chance to see the boys in action as Luis Perez will look over this corner kick towards the near post, and a push gives it back to Miami. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. All over the top to Veron. And Connor Donovan able to read the trajectory. Cock and Conway keep it moving as Dolabella tries to link up the attack. Read well by Knudsen. Knudsen formerly played for Tormenta FC when North Carolina was playing in League One. now in his second season with Miami. Ricketts trying to put it in space for Gavilanes, but one thing you have to credit with North Carolina's defense is in their 1v1 matchups into space, they really know how to read the ball pretty well. Whether it's Donovan, whether it's Washington, whether it's Craig, whether it's Sundstrom.
A plethora of defensive options, I should say, and they've rotated through it. We talked about Connor Donovan just before kickoff, didn't we, Brian, about how he's such a veteran leader, but this is only his 11th start of the season, which speaks to the talents that John Bradford has in his defensive ranks. But he's certainly in good form at the moment. He had 2 goal line clearances, or goal saving challenges, I should say, in that game against El Paso just a couple of weeks ago.
There's Mercado trying to slip it to Gavilanes. And Summersall gets it out to Alcock. Raheem Summersall, another player getting a good load of games after the unfortunate season-ending injury to Colin Martin. And his play has also at times forced Mikey Maldonado to the bench these last few weeks. As Alcock dribbling through traffic, keeps it alive. Summersall linking up with Conway. Here's Dolabella, and it hits the side netting. Excellent movement by North Carolina here in the 11th minute as they get their first real chance at the Miami goal.
Yeah, and it's Ahmad Alcock here just doing what he does best on the dribble. Not known for his defensive talents, but going forward can do a lot. Gets the ball into Conway, round the corner to Dolabella. And a good strike, looking for that near post, but really, for me there, Brian, he's got to just take a second on it, allow the runners in the box to develop and look to cut that one back. He had Conway and Roberts in the mixer. A good play from North Carolina through a very congested area in that middle of the park. I've got to say, a lot of white shirts, a lot of bodies in there.
And so far, you're seeing Conway do a really good job of winning the ball back and trying to start the quick transition. Both Conway, Dolabella, the top 2 goal scorers for North Carolina this season. Bonfilio to Tulu, and now Matias Romero, stalwart central midfielder for Miami. He's played every game this year. Knudsen switches it to the far side with Veron. Not the best pass into the middle, and now North Carolina can establish some possession. As Perez, who's dropped back from an attacking midfielder to a central midfield position these last few weeks, especially getting Thomas Roberts some minutes up in attack.
And I spoke to John Bradford in the build-up to this game, Brian, and he talked about the opening 20 minutes at Tampa as the best they've played all season, which I think is high praise. Obviously, they got the goal through Conway. But just really likes what the front 5 offer with Perez, who you just mentioned, and Summersall. Just complement each other. They've been with the club for a number of seasons now, so they know exactly what the manager's looking for. And Louis Perez operating, like you said, in a deeper role, but I think we've seen that from a lot of players under John Bradford's tutelage that can operate in different positions. We've got young Finn Sundstrom, who was a striker in the academy. He's now playing as a centre-back. Jaden Savanian, known in his early years as an attacking wide midfielder, who's now transitioned to a wing back and done a really good job there. And Ahmad Alcock on the ball here as well.
Trying to slip it for Conway. Flag stays down, and North Carolina is on the board. 13 minutes in, and Conway can't stop scoring. It's 3 in a row. An excellent slip through a tight window, just beating the offsides, Andrew.
Yeah, just threads it in there. I think it's Ricketts stepping up. It looked like he was way offside, but as you see Ricketts coming forward, Conway's going the other way. So I think as the ball is played, it must be just to perfection there. It's a neatly threaded ball from Ahmad Alcock. Finds Evan Conway, and then from that point, you know where it's ending up. Evan Conway's 9th of the season. And coming into this game, Brian, sorry, I'm so used to having him here.
I know, we love him.
Even though you're always here as well, the genius behind the camera here. The odds going into this game with the opening scorers of the game, Bonfilio, Conway and Dolabella, I think between a lot of them, they had close to 20 openers. So Evan Conway opening the score and is no surprise.
And with that goal, Evan Conway has now scored 40 career USL League goals with his time down in San Diego and his time now at North Carolina. So congratulations to Evan Conway on reaching that milestone, the 27-year-old out of Whitefish Bay, Wisconsin.
Tackle from Finn Substrom. Loves the tackle.
He's been doing a bit of everything this year. That, as you said, a lot of good players on this roster, and the 18-year-old getting the start at the beginning of the year and really keeping his position throughout the entire season.
Yeah, he hasn't looked back at all. Just taken to it like a duck to water. Great mentality recently in one of the youth national camps as well. So a player highly touted with a great mentality, and having players like Connor Donovan, Bryce Washington, Tristan Hodges, those guys that have been around it, been in the youth national teams in the younger years as well. Just a great resource to have and learn from and grow.
Donovan tries to step in front of Bonfilio, but the Argentine picks it up and is now looking for runners. Instead goes back to Romero. Trying to put in a spot for Ricketts, headed up in the air by Alcock. Now here is Mercado. Perez stepped in front of Bonfilio, but it comes back to Miami. Tulu back to Knutson.
We talked about Bonfilio, Brian, having not scored for 3 games. Well, it's Miami that haven't scored for 3 games, so they're going to have to do something they haven't done for a while if they're going to get anything from this game.
Ball comes down, and the shot is blocked from Christian Vasquez. Is going to be Miami's first corner of the day. The USL on the CBS Sports Network closes out September with a Western Conference showdown of teams in the thick of the playoff hunt. New Mexico United take on Lexington SC in a battle for valuable points on Sunday, September 28th at 6 Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Corner sent into the mixer, and Sundstrom heads it away. Only as far as Danko. Mercado over to Veron. Trying to put it on a play for Tulu, and he just missed the header. Dangerous ball by Deon Veron.
Yeah, that is a delicious delivery, Brian. I think Bonfilio almost puts off Tulu there. Bonfilio thinks he can get on the end, but then he can't, and then Tulu has to react. And really from that position, Miami should be all square. Chance goes begging.
Tulu starting his 2nd game of the season, signed at the beginning of the year, but he's coming back, trying to get into the rotation. As Perez is brought down. Tulu, number 6 in white, did play last year at Memphis in 21 games. Also played for Tulsa and the Oakland Roots, as you get a look at Perez's challenge. Roberts kind of floated up to Forbes, read by Vasquez, and Tulu pointing to Knutson saying, let's switch it. Back to Campisi, who came to Miami after starting the beginning of the year with the Rowdies, and it was kind of a transfer deal between Campisi, the goalkeeper for Miami, and Bill Hamid.
Hamid came up with some big saves last weekend against North Carolina. Really, really good, talented goalkeeper. He could be the difference between them getting to the playoffs, the Rowdies, and not. great pickup for them. Campisi trying to get Miami into the playoffs here.
Campisi played in 9 league games for the Rowdies, as well as the Open Cup matchups. Miami made it to the 3rd round of the U.S. Open Cup earlier this year, losing to the Indy 11 in extra time. North Carolina made it to the 4th round of the U.S. Open Cup, losing to Charlotte FC, and got some got some silverware to hand out next week. Both the U.S. Open, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, as well as the USL Jägermeister Cup will be awarded, as Vasquez gets it out wide to Ricketts. Charging at Alcock as Ricketts cuts it in the middle, and it's tapped in, but the flag is up, offside. The goal will not count. The assistant referee immediately put the flag up, and Bonfilio can't believe it.
That's great movement from Bonfilio. I was watching him. Conor Donovan was trying to track him, and he just drifts off here. You'll see number 9 there just drift into that back post area. The ball gets cut back. Oh, I tell you what, there's players on the end line.
Yeah, I was looking at Washington and his positioning too.
I can't, yeah.
That is razor thin.
I don't know, Brian. I don't even think it's even razor thin. I think he's onside. That is.
Gaston Madoni talking with the 4th official, Nicholas Strednek, about the call. Officials today: referee Edson Carvajal, Ben Regal, Andrew Sharon, and Nicholas Strednak. But it stays 1-0 here in the 21st minute, as Miami thought they had tied this game up on that great dribble by Jonathan Ricketts and Bonfilio's tap in, but flag came up for offsides. And the razor thin margins. Madoni can't believe the call.
Yeah, utter disbelief. That is a real let-off for North Carolina. They got a decision to go their way, Brian, 2 weeks ago against El Paso. The red card that, in my opinion, never was, but it went their way. El Paso down to 10 men, and North Carolina went on to claim all 3 points with 1 goal.
Miami can't convert on the free kick, and we'll go back to North Carolina.
We'll see you back here on Friday, October 10th, when NCFC takes on Phoenix Rising FC. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. Secure
North Carolina Courage will be back home on Saturday, October 4th, as they face Racing Louisville for the Play for K night. Come support the K Yao Foundation by honoring cancer survivors and warriors in the fight against cancer. Find your seat tonight at tickets.nccourage.com. We mentioned how this game, there's a tussle in the table in the Eastern Conference. There's a tussle in the table in the NWSL. The difference between 3rd and 8th, where the Courage are, is 3 points with 5 games to go.
Luckily for the Courage, they're starting to come into a little bit of form now. Interim head coach Nathan Thackeray starting to get things moving in the right direction and build momentum now at this key part of the season. So they'll be hoping that next home game they can get another 3 points.
Yeah, they got a big road game on Sunday against the Seattle Reign in the Pacific Northwest, as Roberts flicks it to Forbes. Forbes trying to go to the back post. Conway can't keep it in. Excellent effort, though, by North Carolina, much to the delight of the fans here at First Horizon Stadium.
Good play from Conway, finding Roberts, and not for the first time tonight. Roberts with a neat little touch around the corner, finding Forbes, whose delivery let him down a little bit there, asking a bit too much of leading goal scorer Evan Conway. But they've moved the ball well at times, the home team today. Another good opening 20 minutes or so. that disallowed goal aside, North Carolina looked pretty solid.
Forbes gets away from Bonfilio. Takes a little tussle, but no foul called. Dolabella will drive it. Gets it out wide to Alcock. Not Alcock's cross. Tipped. Roberts got a touch to it. Almost surprised everybody here in Cary. 24-year-old out of Arkansas. Signed with the team in last August. As you got to look at this fortunate cross that came off of Roberts' leg, trying to get a touch against the Miami defense.
Yeah, really awkward one, that ball coming down with some snow on it, but managed to get good contact off the volley. Just unfortunately over the crossbar for the home team.
And Thomas Roberts, he signed with the team on August 15th after playing with Stabæk in the second division in Norway. But he is part of the FC Dallas Academy system, playing for both North Texas in USL League One in 2019, winning the double. Has also played 8 games for the first team in MLS. Also spent some time in Austria on loan. Gavilanes under some pressure. Danko leads it long, trying to shift the field. Look at Summersall trying to win it back. He may have taken the worst of that challenge as he is down on the ground. Play continuing. Miami does not have to stop. Mercado. Romero. And now referee Edson Carvajal will stop play. And the training staff will have to come out as he also lost his shoe trying to win that ball back.
Summersall just picking his pocket, and there he gets Romero's studs down the back of his Achilles there. No intent there. I think Summersall just catching him unsighted. Good to see him up and moving around okay though. Good sportsmanship all around there. The referee stopping the game and Danko being kind enough to hand back his cleat.
Raheem Summersall has stepped up when the team needed him most. He was the MVP of that 2023 USL League One final against the Charlotte Independents.
North Carolina going on to win on penalties, and after making the jump up as well to USL Championship that year, it was kind of a promotion in itself, wasn't it, Brian, as we prepare for the introduction of promotion relegation in USL in the near future.
And not only that, what teams are doing and to try to meet some of the standards that the league is going to be looking for, as Dolabella evades one defender, kind of gave him a dummy run, and that's a great tackle by Ricketts. But just last week, Miami FC, under owner Ricardo Silva, announced that they were going to be part of a brand new sports performance hub down in Homestead, Florida. It's going to be an 80-acre, $300 million development project, which will include 6 multi-purpose fields, a brand new 15,000-seat stadium, 12 tennis courts, pickleball courts, baseball fields, as well as a hotel and residential building, because this will also be a youth boarding school and professional training academies.
Wow.
At that complex. And it's not only for soccer, but it's also for basketball. The website mentioned the Latin player, former Latin professionals, including Ricardo Silva, Juan Sebastian Veron, the father of Dejan Veron, as well as Manu Ginobili, NBA champion with the San Antonio Spurs. So this is a big investment that Miami FC is making. And this is one of the few teams that has made those announcements earlier this year. Pittsburgh Riverhounds announced they're expanding their stadium from 5,000 to 15,000. Sacramento, the Republic is building a new 12,000-seat stadium. You had the new stadium that Rhode Island built, which is just about the size of this stadium here at First Horizon. So a lot of the teams in the USL Championship are, looking to try to invest in their club, in their community, to help make this, possible leap, to start in the new division or help promote themselves up to the new division when that begins in 2028.
It's exciting, right? No guarantees, though, but all you can do is put forward your best case, I guess. And, Miami each year trying to figure it out. They haven't managed to get the secret sauce this year. Last year was not at the standard they were expecting this year. They're still in with a shout, and they're certainly in with a shout here today. That disallowed goal, though, Brian, I think that could come back to haunt them, as that would have really given them a boost. Bit of belief, having not scored for 3 consecutive games and 1 point in the last 6 out of 18 available.
Romero gives it away, and Summersall pushing the issue. Conway trying to return it back to him. And Knutson able to read the cross. Summersall giving the thumbs up as Miami again try to build possession here in this middle section of the park. Mercado now trying to put it into space for Gavilanes. And Alcock able to read it and clear it. Tune into CBS Sports Golazo Network on October 4th for the Jägermeister Cup final. From 38 clubs down to 2. The Sacramento Republic take on Hartford Athletic at 10 p.m. Eastern for their shot at Jägermeister Cup glory. As Miami had a good opportunity there from Bonfilio here in the 31st minute. And it stays 1-0.
Just really like his movement. Brian here, he just peels off Sundstrom in behind Jelani Forbes, and there's a little bit of frustration from the teammate that he didn't try and cut that back. But when the centre forward has a good touch like that, he's only got eyes for the goal. As we talked about, second top scorer in the league, 13 goals on the season, which for a team 12th in the Eastern Conference is really impressive. And I know John Bradford, when I asked him about Bonfilio, he said really highly rates him, and they were looking to take some ideas and look at the methods that Rhode Island did to really limit his chances last week. The expected goals for Miami just 0.25, which is incredibly low, especially when they got a leading marksman like Bonfilio on the pitch.
Yeah, this is a situation where both teams' analytical stats show that they probably should be performing better. Miami has only 22 goals this year on an XG of just under 31. Meanwhile, North Carolina is somewhat overperforming, 37 goals on an XG of just over 30. Sometimes it's the way the cookie crumbles, but sometimes it also leads to, does North Carolina have to play better offensively? Because the last few games, yes, they've gotten points, they've gotten wins, but they haven't really established control. And I think for John Bradford, that's something he's going to want to see in these last few weeks, is can they establish either control and can they manage that?
Yeah. Results are key, but performances to go with the results that make you feel a little bit better going into the playoffs, because you need to put the both together.
Edson Carvajal holding things up, seeing some pushing and shoving in the box. Minding Dolabella. He's marking Knutson. As Deon Veron will send this ball in. And Tu got a head on it and cleared away by North Carolina here in the 33rd minute. Mercado trying to watch this ball go down. Look at Summersall challenge him and win it for his side. Just the effort and the work rate that Raheem Summersall has in the middle of the pitch, it's infectious.
Yeah. He's always had a great engine, but he certainly looks really fit this year. He's fit and firing. His ability on the ball looks to improve. I would say this is the best season of his career, Brian, based on what I've seen. He's now locking down that position in the midfield. He's not just filling in gaps. He's really showing what he can do, like you talk about there, just the extra 10% that you need from your team. He's showing it and leading it. And last weekend, popping up with that assist in the 95th minute. I don't think anyone saw a goal coming, let alone an unbelievable through ball from Raheem Summersall to his friend and Islander in Alex Anderson Jr.
That was quite an impressive way to come back, get a point, because they did take the lead through Evan Conway, but gave it up after goals from Arteaga and Pacius. Put them in a position to drop 3 points. They're able to fight back and get one in their first game in Tampa in quite a while. Here is Jelani Forbes. He's had some bright moments coming down this near side as the wing back. Here's Washington.
Miami have been looking for opportunities to press. They've certainly made a lot of little short runs and tried to turn the ball over. That's how they got 2 of the goals down in Miami in the earlier meeting between these two teams, which they were able to hold on and get a 2-1 victory. But today, it's really humid today. We haven't really mentioned that we were sweating buckets right before the game. And oh, that's an interesting collision there.
Interesting collision as Ahmad Al-Kak was fighting for the ball, and it looks like a yellow card has been produced to Danco Garcia, the Dominican center back. And again, it's one of those things where it's just effort. Effort from these North Carolina players, giving that extra 10%. Miami thinks they have the ability to win the ball, to get it back. And you see Al-Kak's run forces a kind of clumsy push in the eyes of the assistant referee and referee Edson Carvajal, and the Dominican goes into the book.
Yeah, and it's one of them. I think when you're not looking at the ball, Brian, you basically tell the referee that you're up to no good. And there he's only looking at Al-Kak. He's not looking at the ball, not really playing it. And I think it's an easy decision for the referee. I think, if anything, he's almost a little bit lucky to not get a red card there. We saw some of the red card 2 weeks ago from that exact position. I didn't think it was a foul then. There, I think it was a foul. And I think yellow card, probably the right decision in the end, but could have been a red.
Danco Garcia's new signing, signed with the team in July. This is now his 7th start in 8 games. Mostly playing in the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, as well as Bolivia. And he has over 50 caps for the Dominican Republic national team. As both Al-Kak and Roberts looks over the ball. And Edson Carvajal giving some final instructions to some of the North Carolina players as they try to create some distraction for Campisi. It's Roberts' strike, bounces off the wall. Another corner kick here in the 37th minute. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Ask and you shall receive. You hear all the kids stomping their feet here at First Horizon Stadium. As Luis Perez will line things up. A lot of options in the box. As it's floated towards the 6. Dolabella got his head on it. And the chance goes wayward. You mentioned, Andrew, last year how North Carolina was doing really well at scoring from set pieces. So far, they've kind of hit a little bit of a lull in converting chances on set pieces in 2025.
Yeah, I feel like they started the season really well.
Especially with Maldonado and what he was doing.
Yeah, for set off the long throws and everything, but
here's a chance for Miami, and it's just over the bar. Oh, what an opportunity for Miami to level this game up. And it looked like it took a touch from Zemla. Corner kick to Miami.
It's a great cutback. Bonfilio picks out Mercado, and Zemla with a really important touch. That one looked like it was creeping in under the crossbar. North Carolina with the let off again. Miami haven't created too many chances, but two really, really big ones where they could have converted on. And they've got a corner to come here.
Here comes the set piece into the mixer. Dealt with by Donovan in North Carolina. And Oliver Zemla, he's been putting up highlight saves after highlight saves. And now his 6th start of 2025. The German goalkeeper previously played for Louisville City in 2023. Knows this stadium really well. He was part of the Marshall Thundering Herd that won the national championship during the COVID season, 2020-2021, helping beat North Carolina and Indiana in the College Cup to win that national championship. And now, in the eyes of college soccer, West Virginia is flying with both Marshall and the Mountaineers. But I think Mark Hubbard over in Raleigh may have something to say about it, as that ball was screeching across the box, looking for someone to get a touch. Forbes collects it. The former Demon Deacon. Over to Sundstrom. Trying to dribble around defenders. Dribbles around another. Lays it off to Washington. Alcock, who sent in that cross earlier, goes up against Ricketts. Can't keep it in.
NC State giving up a goal yet?
I don't think they have. And here's a look at that cross in just across Campisi. Roberts was sitting right there trying to get a foot on it.
A good attacking play from Ahmad Alcock. The rookie in his first professional year. Played at UNC just down the road in Chapel Hill, and always more of an attacking player, but under John Bradford the last few weeks now been operating as that wing back. Really having to embrace the defensive side to go with the attacking talents that everyone knows he has, but really good first season for him. And he's shown some real positive moments down in this first half down that right-hand side.
Just to put a final bow, we mentioned how John Bradford and especially North Carolina FC are looking at, you know, some players from the ACC schools to see if they can, you know, get trial runs to play at the professional ranks. And NC State, the new #1 team in the country. Can you imagine that?
No, it's been a long time for them, hasn't it?
I believe it's the first time ever that they've been #1. And if NC State is dangerous, the ACC is going to be even more dangerous. Because last year, I think it was 9 teams. It was definitely almost more than half of the ACC made it into the NCAA tournament. '42nd minute, North Carolina 1, Miami 0 on Evan Conway's goal. His 9th of the season and 3rd straight game with a goal. This North Carolina side, as we mentioned, good at home this year. 7 wins, 3 defeats, and 2 draws. Miami on the road, just 2-6-3 as Washington tried to clear it, but he was taken down by Bonfilio. And he apologizes for the challenge. Referee Edson Carvajal giving a final warning. Bonfilio's trying to get some touches. It was a little heavy with that one, taking out Washington. Bryce Washington, another defender that played in the ACC with the Pitt Panthers under Jay Vidovich. The Pitt side also made it to the College Cup. the same year that Oliver Zemla's Marshall side made it to the College Cup. Sundstrom. Here's Vasquez. And Romero and Barron are trying to unleash Gavilanes. And Zemla will slow things down. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. All on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Good challenge by Miami's defense, but North Carolina stays in possession as Sundstrom is looking towards Conway's direction. Instead gives it to Perez. Conway drops back a little bit. And look at the option that Zemla has played in terms of his positioning.
Right centre back. Yeah, something John Bradford likes his goalkeeper to do is get involved and help that build out.
Conway tussling with Danko, and it's going to be the Dominican who gets the foul. And we'll see momentarily how much added time there will be in this first half.
We're going 1 minute. Problem has been much. 3.
And it looks like the fourth official has registered that there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time, presented by Town Properties. So 3 minutes more here in this first half between North Carolina and Miami. As Roberts commits the foul on Veron. Coming up at halftime, we'll look at where teams stand heading into the last month of the regular season. Danko looking towards Tulu, headed out by Forbes. And now Vasquez. Good read by the young Floridian, Jelani Forbes. Now it's switched over to Gavilanes. Over to Ricketts. Had a great dribble earlier. This time his ball is sent in towards Bonfilio, and it took a deflection off a North Carolina defender.
Looks like it's going to be another halftime lead here at WakeMed Soccer Park for North Carolina. Some interesting decisions for both coaches, I think. Miami needing that goal. They've looked good on the ball, Brian. I think the movement off it, they're quite tidy, and the interchange of Bonfilio drifting out, Gavilanes coming in, Veron floating all over. They're pleasing on the eye. I think they just need a little bit more cutting edge, maybe a bit more pace in the attack, a bit more direct play at times, just to not keep it always in front of North Carolina. Because a few times they've cut through them, they've looked really, really good.
Tulu calls for it, and he gets it. And it strikes the head of Forbes as he was trying to block it. Trainer's going to come out and check on him. It's always those scary moments when you're trying to block a ball and it comes up high.
That made quite the sound, didn't it? I took that one flush.
Got quite the ooze from the fans here at First Horizon Stadium as
right on the side of the head.
So it looks like Forbes is going to be all right. And now with this corner kick, North Carolina is going to be playing a man down. As the ball is sent in, Bonfilio got a head on it. He's taken a couple of deflections, and Zemla there to collect it. And referee Edson Carvajal has blown for halftime. Well, North Carolina got on the score sheet early through Evan Conway. His goal from a great pass by Ahmad El-Khat has made it 1-0. Miami had a chance to tie things up, but Francisco Bonfilio was called for offsides. And as we take this quick break, we will look at the standings as we get set for the last month of USL Championship action.
With a family like at WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are. So getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the two of you.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Hey, on the mountain we've got a saying. Get off your... Touchdown! Woo! Mountain Dew!
Back here at First Horizon Stadium, North Carolina has a 1-0 lead on Miami. Ryan Ware alongside Andrew Tate. Andrew, quick thought on the first half.
Yeah, really good first half. I think North Carolina with the best chance of the half, getting that goal. Evan Conway taking it like the prolific striker that he is. But Miami, just bad breaks for them. They really feel like they should be tied up going in at the break.
Let's get a look at the standings as they are with 1 month to go in the season. Louisville and Charleston have already clinched the playoffs. Louisville needs 9 points to get the #1 seed and the Players' Shield. Meanwhile, Hartford, we've seen their surge. We saw it, how well they played thick and fast. 22 points in their last 10 games. And don't count out Rhode Island. They have 3 wins in their last 4 matches, and they've made the move up to 8th. They've had one of the best defenses all year, Andrew.
Yeah, and it's one of them. I think right now you just look at that competition for that home playoff game. Loudoun and North Carolina hanging in there, but that has really tightened up. But for a while they were out on their own. But yeah, just Rhode Island, Indy, Tampa, Birmingham, even Miami. It's going to be really interesting last few weeks here of the season.
And now we head over to the West. Last week, Tulsa became the first team to clinch the playoffs with their draw at Oakland. New Mexico got a big win in the middle of the week against Colorado Springs to move up to 3rd. And there's been a bit of stagnancy near the bottom of the table. teams seeded 6th through 12th are all winless in their last 3 games, with several teams with a couple games in hand.
Yeah, Oakland for me are the surprise package there for me, Brian. Obviously, I saw them against Charleston Battery. They went there and got a 3-3 result on the road. Then they drew at home to Tulsa too. They've shown they can compete in there. But yeah, nobody really is taking a claim to say, hey, we should be in the playoffs in a few weeks' time.
Well, the experience presented by El Jimador Spike Bebidas is a video docu-series that shows the history, passion, and community of USL clubs and their supporter groups. And the latest episode showcases New Mexico United and their multiple support groups of Sector 114, The Curse, Galactic Ambassadors, Black Diamonds, and La Maldición. Let's see how it is at the lab.
It's great to win against an MLS team, but we'll do that any Wednesday, any Saturday.
It's our house. No one comes into our house and beats us.
If you're against us, it's not going to be good for you. But if you're with us, it's the greatest day you ever had.
The Kings of Chaos strike again!
They create such a loud environment, flags waving, chants.
When the team plays, it's like we're going to battle with them.
It's always sort of that New Mexico underdog story just waiting to happen.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
And Thomas Among finds the corner. He ties it up.
Through Cicerone, what a banger! Oh, good night!
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
Hartford Athletic gets to the Jägermeister Cup final.
Sacramento sweep the penalties! Sacramento Public make another indomitable run to a cup final!
With a family like that to take care of, the two of you have your hands full. At WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are, so getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the two of you.
USL All Access on SiriusXM FC every Tuesday night. Devin Kerr, Mike Watts, we've got all the news around the championship.
This series is a dead heat. This is the one we've talked about since the end of May.
We'll recap weekly results, talk about player transactions, coaching tactics, and hey, maybe even a guest appearance by some interviews.
Who knows? SiriusXM FC every Tuesday night and the following day on the USL YouTube page and the SiriusXM app.
Back here in Cary as North Carolina has the 1-0 lead on Miami. Let's look at the upcoming schedule for this week's games here in week 30 of the regular season. There's one game taking place later tonight between El Paso and Rhode Island. El Paso has lost 3 straight games, all against Eastern Conference opponents. And then the games I'm looking at is Detroit and Indy's game against the top 2 teams in each conference. We mentioned how Detroit is sitting in 7th, Indy in 9th. And San Antonio, they've been on a tear. 8 goals in their last 2 matchups against a team in Birmingham that has conceded 12 goals in 3 straight games.
So I'm going for a Birmingham win there then, Brian.
Yeah, and the other key game to watch out is Orange County against Charleston. We saw they have a lot of games in hand, but they have one of the toughest schedules left. And going against the Battery is not the way you want to start.
Yeah, Ben Pierman's not ready to hand over the Players' Shield to Louisville just yet. And they got a good win at El Paso, which is not an easy place to go. So, yeah, lots to get your teeth into this weekend.
Let's head to the USL news and notes. And we mentioned earlier in the broadcast about the investment that's going into the league. Bell Tower Partners, a private investment firm, has bought a minority equity stake in the USL. And these are brought to you by Best Western. Another big highlight to watch. Congratulations to Danny Cruz. 100 wins, 35 years of age, 169 games. He has been the staple of Louisville City these last few years.
Yeah, he's relentless and he's chasing that USL Championship title. They'll want to get the Players' Shield on the way to that, but for them, nothing short of the title will do.
One final thing to mention is 9 former USL Championship players were named to the US U20 national team. The U20 World Cup in Chile begins this Saturday, and the U.S. will take on New Caledonia, France, and South Africa in the group stage. So congratulations to some of those former USL Championship players. We have one more break left, and then we'll go over the highlights of this first half as North Carolina has that 1-0 lead on Miami.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa, with sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
With a family like that to take care of, the 2 of you have your hands full. At WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are, so getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the 2 of you.
The USL on CBS is presented by Best Western Hotels and Resorts, the official hotel partner of the United Soccer League. Getting set for the second half here between North Carolina and Miami. North Carolina with a 1-0 lead here on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Brian Ware along with Andrew Tate. Andrew, let's go over some of the highlights here of this first half. And North Carolina was on the front foot to start things, and this was the goal that they got.
Yeah, Ahmad Al-Kak picking up the ball and then threading it into the feet of Evan Conway, who one touch to turn and then another touch to finish. Brilliant play from the number 7, finding that far left corner. His 9th goal of the season, and just finding way too much space between the defence for Miami. But Miami showed some flashes going the other way. Here was the goal that was disallowed, and I'm seeing, I think it's Bryce, there's Ahmad Al-Kak laying on the end line there, and somehow Bonfilio was adjudged to be an offside, much to the dismay of Gaston Madoni. Cannot believe it. And this was the second big chance for Miami. Good save from Zemler. Mercado there, right on the edge of the box, the cutback from Bonfiglio. And we'll see the stats here, 11 shots from Miami, just the one on target. 8 of those shots coming from inside the box. But their XG right now is over 1, whereas North Carolina's XG is just 0.25. So North Carolina have been clinical with the one chance they've had. For Miami, they have to create more, and they've got to be more clinical in front of goal.
And the halftime stats are presented by Jump. Miami has made a halftime change to start the second half. Coming in is number 36, Alex Naranjo, the 18-year-old Academy product. He has come in for Alan Gavilanes. As you get a look at Evan Conway, who has scored in his 3rd straight game for North Carolina, and his goal has been the difference.
Congratulations! You are our winner for the Diamond Direct Dance Cam.
Referee Edson Carvajal waiting to give the final signal, and it looks like we are ready to go for soccer here in Cary, North Carolina, as the home team looking to get 3 massive points. This is a big stretch of games for North Carolina FC. 3 games in 9 days. There you get a look at Naranjo coming in.
For North Carolina, Brian, currently as things stand, if the score was to hold and they were to get the win today, it would jump them into 3rd place, which would be a real big boost for them as you kick off, as you said, a very busy period for North Carolina.
Yeah, with that game in hand, you would expect them to play a midweek game, and that's going to be happening. Next Wednesday, they are on the road in Birmingham, and then next Saturday on the 4th of October, they'll be in Detroit. And so far, North Carolina has garnered 14 points away from the confines of First Horizon Stadium. It comes off of Alcock last, and last season, John Bradford's side, they benefited from their excellent home form play. That's what helped them get into the playoffs last year. And now they're getting some good results on the road. If they can keep that up, as we said, that chance to get a top 4 seed will be pivotal.
Yeah, I think some people looked at that result down in Tampa as 2 points dropped, but in speaking to John Bradford, you know, you've just got to get points, get results. Tampa had put 4 past Birmingham Legion and got a big win and were feeling good about themselves. So to go down there and kind of stall the momentum and pick up a point on the road is crucial. And if you can back that up with impeccable home form, then you're off to a really good start.
Same 11 for North Carolina.
Pretty good bench as well that Bradford's got to call on today. Jake McGuire in goal and Hodges at the back. You've got Olex Anderson Jr., Savania Maldonado, Rodrigo da Costa, and Paco Craig. So the ex-Miami man there. But yeah, just real experience and options in all different areas of the field.
North Carolina side said 2 wins in their last 5 matches. For Miami, meanwhile, it's been quite unfortunate. 13 USL Championship games without a win. And things could get worse as that cross by Forbes just misses Dolabella. Decent opportunity for the home team in the opening minutes of this second half. Pedro Dolabella in his first year with North Carolina FC after playing a couple seasons with Union Omaha. It's been a bright spot, 7 goals on the year. Perez gets a corner. And even though Luis Perez hasn't wowed the fans here this season, he has definitely stepped in and provided some key roles for John Bradford throughout the season.
Yeah, Mr. Consistent. He's got a wand of a left foot, can play multiple roles out wide, in behind the strikers, deeper, just a real top man.
Perez with the corner. And just at the doorstep was Connor Donovan. It fell to him as Conway was the first person to go up. Looks like it's going to be another corner kick. And it came off the back of one of the defenders.
Lots of discussions going on there. I'm not quite sure what they were claiming. I didn't see any handball. I can only imagine that there maybe a little bit of a push in there or something, but what a ball from Luis Perez as we talk about him. That ball was just inviting any sort of good contact from a player running in there, but for Miami, managed to deal with it for now.
Perez again will deliver the corner kick into the mixer. Form's trying to head it back to Perez, but Mercado steps in front. He was asking for a whistle as Alcock boots it out of bounds. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Miami side, as we said, during May and June, found some great form, getting some big wins. They beat this North Carolina team down in Miami. Surprising 2-1 win. Danko commits the foul. Advantage is played. Alcock's cross blocked by Ricketts. And cleared away.
Danko on that yellow card.
He is on a yellow. I'm waiting to see what happens once the ball goes out of play. Dominican is on a yellow card. I don't know if it's going to be something of a final warning as Alcock's cross met by Naranjo. Finds Bonfilio. Now Mercado. To Romero. Miami side made over 15 new signings at the beginning of 2025. A lot of players Gaston Madoni knows through players that he may have trained or players that he has seen train with other youth academies in Argentina. Speaking of Argentina, you think Messi's going to play next year in the World Cup?
Absolutely.
Here comes Alcock to Dolabella. The Brazilian just missed the target. That was definitely an inviting chance for Pedro Dolabella. And almost made it 2-0.
Good counter-attack from North Carolina. Dolabella just shifted onto his favorite right foot and trying to bend it inside that far right post. I think Campisi might have had it covered, but had him sprawling to his left. But that's, as I'm watching Miami there, Brian, the rotations, the movement, Veron drifts deeper and Romero slides out to the right. It's all pretty, it's good to watch, it's good technical footballers, but when you make those sort of movements all over in the attack, it leaves you open to the quick counter-attack and transition going the other way with players maybe not in positions to defend as you need them to. So they've got to be careful.
You got to be careful now as Ricketts driving at Alcock. Gives it back to Mercado. Now Veron, who's dropped deeper, trying to spray it out wide to Tulu. Veron makes the mistake, and it's going to be a goal kick for North Carolina. And now this is a key stage of can North Carolina manage this game? You mentioned in the first half, Miami had 11 shots in that first half, really had some decent chances to test Oliver Zemla. And on the mistake, Miami looks to punish them, but there's Bryce Washington stepping in. Alcock putting it into space for Summersall, but he can't track it down. '55th minute here in this Eastern Conference matchup here on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Ryan Ware alongside Andrew Tate here from First Horizon Stadium in Cary, North Carolina. Coming into this weekend, North Carolina sitting 4th in the Eastern Conference standings. Miami sitting at the bottom in 12th. Looking at their season, Miami has been unable to get a victory whenever they've conceded the first goal this season in 2025. They've only gotten 2 draws. A draw at Monterey Bay and a draw against Tulsa. That was earlier in the year.
But yeah, I know, talking to John Bradford, he was certainly not taking Miami lightly. Knows the quality they've got, and how any result in this league is hard to come by.
Bonfilio able to show his strength against Forbes. Now the ball into the middle. Donovan heads it away. Veron tries to keep it alive. What a tackle by Bonfilio. Cuts it back to Vasquez, and just like that, Miami has tied it up, but the flag is up again for offside. Madoni is apoplectic. The second time Miami is denied by the offside. The players talking to referee Edson Carvajal. Carvajal in talk with his assistant referees Ben Regal and Andrew Sharon, as well as the 4th official Nicholas Strednak.
We see it, great work from Bonfilio, and then really unselfish here to cut it back to Vasquez. And you see it, Naranjo right on the doorstep of Oliver Zemla. You see it right here. He's just in front of him, sort of making it awkward. He's the wrong side of Bryce Washington, which for me there, Brian, that one, I'm going to tip my hat to the referee and the assistant referee on the far side. I think they've got that one right, but I think it's the earlier decision against Bonfilio in the first half. That one just feels like a punch to the gut, doesn't it, for Miami, because they really should have at least 1 goal in this game. But great play from Bonfilio to create the chance, and Vasquez to slide it home, but Naranjo just in the wrong side of the defender there.
And that's a pivotal thing to look at, especially, you know, with Naranjo in an offside position in front of Zemla and unable to make the goalkeeper make an effort on the ball.
I've got to say, I didn't see the offside in live time. I didn't see it. I saw the assistant referee's flag go up, and another big let-off for North Carolina. They are flying by the skin of their teeth at the moment, living dangerously.
Yeah, North Carolina is desperately in need of a second goal. Try to relieve the pressure that Miami is provoking.
So Zemla's only clean sheet came 2 weeks ago against El Paso. And there were some really scary moments. We talked about Connor Donovan, cleared one off the line, made some brilliant blocks, and there were some great chances for El Paso in that, and that was against 10 men. So Miami know they're still massively in this game, and there's chances to be had. North Carolina need to tighten up. That one there was a turnover in their own defensive area, right in their own penalty box, that Bonfiglio capitalized on. So you do wonder if John Bradford may go to his bench soon here to try and wrestle back the impetus.
But Summersall forcing the issue as he takes it away from Ricketts. Summersall puts it on a plate, and Forbes trying to cut it back, cleared away by Knutson. Forbes able to track it down towards the end line. Cross was tipped up in the air. Roberts collects it over to Perez. Roberts trying to shake off Tulu. And unfortunately, Forbes loses out as Sebastian Blanco is ready to come in for North Carolina. Dangerous back pass by Knutson. Almost went into his own net. And now Miami will make the change here just at the hour mark as Deon Veron will make way.
Leaving the game, number 11, Deon Veron. Entering the game, number 10,
and now Blanco, number 10, comes in. Has had a wealth of experience in the MLS, playing for the Portland Timbers. Also played in the Europa League and the Champions League when he was playing in Ukraine. Washington steps in front of Mercado.
That change sort of making sense, I think. Brian Veron not played a lot of minutes recently, a lot of stints off the bench. So to go 60 minutes today and now give Blanco the chance to come in and impact the game.
Dolabella's chances blocked. He collided with a Miami player on the follow-through. Trying to shake it off as Miami goes for a quick counter, trying to find Bonfiglio. Donovan reads the pass. Sundstrom trying to put in space for Roberts, and it comes out for a throw. The USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete USL TV listings. Here is Blanco with his first touches, the Argentine. Puts in the middle for Naranjo, the Academy product. Who's just like Finn Sundstrom, signed an Academy contract. Sundstrom clears it. Summersall under duress from Mercado. And finds Forbes. So far, no call from John Bradford or Mike McGinty to one of the players on the bench to get ready to come into the game. Just some quick runs, quick stretches. They're holding firm on this 1-0 lead here in the 63rd minute.
Yeah, you get the feeling the best form of defense for North Carolina is going to be attack. If they can go out and get that second goal, we feel that would knock the wind out of Miami. A real tall order for them to go and get 3 goals to win the game, let alone 2 just to tie it up. So but they've shown that they can create chances going the other way. They probably had the better looks on goal. Campisi not really been called into too much besides that moment where he's picked the ball out of the back of his net from Evan Conway in the first half. And the introduction of Blanco, I think, is going to really help them just creatively.
Coming into this week, Miami, with them sitting on 21 points, the statistical models show that Miami FC had just about a 12% chance of making the postseason. North Carolina comfortably around 86%. As Sundstrom trying to track down Bonfiglio, cuts it back. And that is a wayward shot out of the stadium. Right idea, but got way too underneath it there from Matias Romero. Matias Romero, number 8, played for the Argentina U17 national team back in 2013, winning the South America U17 championships.
This is where North Carolina can really make it difficult for Miami. Hold the ball down here, get these diminutive midfielders tracking back, doing the hard yards. It's not what they want to do. They want to be on the ball, controlling possession and dictating the game. Having to chase down Somersault, Dolabella. This is where you can really control the game for North Carolina and manage this one-goal lead.
And it looks like they're making the call for Olex Anderson to come in. Here's Roberts trying to put it in the middle for Conway, touched away by Knutson. And now Blanco touches it for Naranjo. 1v1 with Washington, has 2 in support. Blanco towards Bonfiglio. Bonfiglio held up just a second. Trying to stay onside, and it allows Zemla to track it down.
Naranjo does not look like an 18-year-old, does he? He makes Finn Sundstrom look like a young lad, to be honest, because just a real athlete going up against Bryce Washington. These experienced USL Championship players, good athletes themselves. An 18-year-old to match them. Really impressive stuff.
And Naranjo making his first USL Championship appearance. He did play in the last group stage game of the Jägermeister Cup against Tormenta. Blanco. Romero trying to track it down. It falls to Naranjo. Good defending by North Carolina. And now Dolabella collides and commits the infraction. And now it's going to be a free kick for Miami.
It's going to be really interesting to see who John Bradford introduces Olex Anderson Jr. for here. This will be a real sort of intent as to, is it going to be a like-for-like Evan Conway for Olex Anderson Jr., or are we going to see one of the other attacking midfielders replaced for the St. Vincent and Grenadines international?
Blanco will chip it into the box, headed up in the air by Tulu. That's collected by Zemla. Get ready for Pups at the Pitch night on Friday, October 10th at 7 p.m. for NCFC's next home match against Phoenix Rising. All dog ticket proceeds will go to Freedom Ride Rescue, located in Raleigh. Secure your tickets at tickets.northcarolinafc.com. Midway through this second half, North Carolina maintaining their 1-0 lead. Miami scored twice, but both goals were pulled back for offsides as Roberts gets the foul. And a free kick, and now the sub is going to be made, and the goal scorer, Evan Conway, will make way for Olex Anderson. Evan Conway had just scored his 40th career USL Championship goal. And Evan Conway and Olex Anderson just scored his 50th career goal in the USL, both in USL Championship and USL League One.
Conway just surpassing 10,000 minutes as well, so he's just racking up the accolades. Good night's work from him with that midweek game coming up as well. You want to manage your strikers, and being able to pull in Olex Anderson Jr. for Evan Conway is not a bad sub to have in your back pocket. But this game's not won yet, Brian. For me, I almost want to see both of them on the pitch, but he's had a quiet second half, Evan Conway, and as I said, busy schedule coming up.
Luis Perez will deliver the free kick. Donovan gets up for it. And it comes off of him last, and he may have collided with heads, as he is still down on the ground, the captain for North Carolina today. Get another look at him tussling with Jonathan Ricketts, and as they check on him, Miami will make another substitution as Christian Vasquez will come out, and number 26 Lucas Milano will come in for Miami.
Christian Vasquez entering the game at number 26 Lucas Milano.
Vasquez's strike, thought they had tied it up at 1-1 in the 57th minute, but it was called off for offsides, and now he makes way for Milano. The attacker from Hernando, Argentina, last played for Neftchi Baku in Azerbaijan in the summer of 2024. Milano also played for the Timbers in the MLS, winning the MLS Cup in 2015, and was pivotal in their path to winning that championship. So another attacking option that North Carolina is going to have to deal with. You've got Bonfilio, you've got Milano, you've got Blanco, Naranjo. And here is Bonfilio trying to slip it to the youngster. Picked off by North Carolina. Danko steps in front of Olex Anderson, and now the chip into space. Bonfilio. Milano in the center. It comes back to Naranjo. And it skies over the bar.
I think that change from Gaston Madoni, we'll see them revert to a back three now. Ricketts will come to the left wing back position. Tulu will play sort of right of a back three, with Knutson sliding to the left and Danko in the middle. And we'll really get some bodies up on that North Carolina back three of Sundstrom, Donovan and Bryce. Washington, Milano, Naranjo and Bonfilio will be operating with Blanco, I think, just tucking in behind them. So some questions will be asked, I think, in this last quarter of the game.
John Bradford ready to make his next substitution. It's a plethora of players. I see DaCosta, Maldonado and Cervania ready to come in, as Alcock gets the foul right in front of John Bradford. And a free kick for North Carolina here in the 73rd minute. The USL on the CBS Sports Network closes out September with a Western Conference showdown of teams in the thick of the playoff hunt. New Mexico United take on Lexington SC in a battle for valuable points on Sunday, September 28th at 6 Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Both conferences will have teams tussling for playoff positions. As Tulu with a heavy challenge on Roberts. All claimed by Summersall. Finds Dolabella in the middle. Brazilians spent too much time on the ball, and now Miami looking to attack in transition. It's put into space. Romero getting a cross in. Still being fought for, and finally Zemla gets the last of it.
Connor Donovan.
He just is doing everything trying to keep it a 1-0 game.
Yeah, he's putting it. He's one of those defenders, just old school, puts his head in where it hurts. And here you'll see the first header, second one on the ground. Just incredible bravery and leadership from him there, but he's feeling the effects of it now. There's a clash of heads just down the other end a few moments ago. Just brave defending from the captain. John Bradford may have to think about his substitutes here, as he does have one more window though.
Subs are now going to come in for North Carolina here in the 75th minute. Luis Perez coming out for Mikey Maldonado. Cervania coming in for Jelani Forbes. And Pedro Dolabella will make way for Rodrigo da Costa. And for da Costa, will be his 200th career appearance in the USL Championship.
Number 23, Jelani Forbes. Number 13, Luis Perez. And number 8, Pedro Dolabella.
So a triple substitution for North Carolina to get them over the line.
Number 15, Mikey Maldonado.
Some fresh legs.
Rodrigo da Costa.
In all different sectors, in attack, in the middle of the park, in defense.
Fans with his substitution into the match. Rodrigo da Costa has officially hit 200.
And now Connor Donovan awaits to come back in, and now he will make it 11v11. Blanco and Romero linking up for Miami. So trying to sniff out an equalizer. It comes to Milano. Bonfilio looking towards it. Naranjo got his head on it. And it goes out for another goal kick. Not a lot of shots to test Oliver Zemla, but Miami knocking on the door.
Yeah, you could certainly say that. North Carolina have the back three really being tested, having to put their bodies on the line.
And with all the defending that they've had to make. Bryce Washington down on the ground. He's trying to fight off. Slight knock. It's been a very humid evening here in North Carolina. The area is going to be anticipating a good amount of rain the next few days, with front moving through and some possible tropical disturbances out in the Atlantic. As Olex Anderson fighting for that ball. Da Costa able to pick up the scraps and trying to evade the pressure of Ricketts. Pass it back to Somersault. Touches it to Olex Anderson. Went down too easy. Edson Carvajal says, get up. Blanco now switching it to Milano. Has Romero in support. And numbers if they can play it right. Milano. And he goes through high on Cervania. And he will go into the books for that high challenge.
Frustration for the Miami player there. It's become a basketball game though, from one end to the other, just quick transitions. Here he tries to get between Cervania, who just blocks him off. And just spins him round there. A little theatrical from Cervania, but there was contact. Frustration from Miami as they approached 4 games without scoring a goal, and today they have done everything but get one on the scoreboard.
And the schedule doesn't get any easier for Miami. Their last stretch of games include hosting Pittsburgh, going to Louisville, going to Birmingham, and then going to Sacramento to finish the year. Summersall out wide to Alcock, crossing to the box, touched by Campisi, and cleared away by Romero. Blanco held up by Summersall. And now Romero, who originally started the game in a central midfield position, has now gone out wide. Try to spring this Miami attack. As Andrew mentioned, goalless in their last 3 matches. Have not won since mid-June. Mercado. Ricketts traps it down. Good defending by Alcock. Comes back to Knutson. Now Blanco. And Zemla watches it go wide. Tune in to CBS Sports Golazo Network on October 4th for the Jägermeister Cup final. From 38 clubs down to 2. Sacramento Republic will take on Hartford Athletic at 10 p.m. Eastern for their shot at Jägermeister Cup glory, all on Golazo on October 4th. That will be one trophy given out. The other trophy will be the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup between Austin FC and Nashville SC, 2 MLS sides.
It's good to see, isn't it? 2 relative newcomers to MLS in the last 10 years.
And one of them will get their first trophy. And with it, a chance to compete in the CONCACAF Champions League at the start of next season.
So in England we call that European football, right? If you win the
Yes.
league, what kind of football do we call that here in the States when you qualify? What do you call that?
It's just CONCACAF craziness.
CONCACAF, yeah, that fun word.
A lot of exciting football in the Americas, obviously with the World Cup beginning next year in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. A couple more international dates to fill the field as Olex Anderson kept it in and gets the corner kick after his cross was not controlled by Knutson.
All right, fans, you know what to do, and stomp those feet loudly.
Here in the 82nd minute, North Carolina will take their time, try to use up as much clock as they want to. As Rodrigo da Costa will take the corner with his left foot. Into the area, touched away. Summersall launches it, and it's blocked. And we'll do it again. Now a player that we've yet to mention since coming onto the pitch, Mikey Maldonado, will head over and take the corner kick from this side. Mikey Maldonado, 8 assists in the league this season. Created a lot of chances. He was the bright spot, the best player on this North Carolina team in the first half of this 2025 season, by far. Five in the box for North Carolina. It's low. And Roberts touched it off of a Miami player, so we'll do it again. A lot of tussling inside the 6 as referee Edson Carvajal tries to calm things down. Miami looks ready to make a change. Good weight on this ball, headed up in the air by Danko. Everybody going up, trying to win that second ball. It falls to Alcock. And Naranjo with the shove. Keeps it on this side of the pitch. And Naranjo goes into the book here in the 85th minute. And this will allow Miami to make their final change as Tulu will make way. A defensive option goes out. Attacking option in Tobias Zarate will come in.
A yellow card has been assessed to Miami FC. Number
North Carolina, if they hold on to this victory, they will move to 40 points and into third place in the Eastern Conference.
Substitution for Miami FC in the
18-year-old.
Leaving the game, number 6, Tulu.
Alex Naranjo goes into the book, the third Miami player to get a yellow card. And now Maldonado will try to whip this in. Towards the penalty spot, came off of Danko. Blanco will clear it. And Alcock gets the whistle again. And Gaston Madoni asking the fourth official about that call. He's been frustrated with the offsides calls, of goals disallowed, and now these last few minutes, Miami FC making some clumsy challenges, giving up free kicks, allowing North Carolina to take time off the clock. It's easily been about 4 or 5 minutes. It's been on this side of the field, Andrew.
Yeah, and for Miami, even if they were to get one goal, a point wouldn't be enough today, Brian. They need all three, and I think it's frustrating when the other team just kind of milks the clock and works the game, but for North Carolina, makes perfect sense for them, the position they're in.
Maldonado gets it in, it falls to DaCosta. Cleared away by Miami, and now Blanco will try to push it for Milano. Zarate held up by Summersall, and now Raheem Summersall, the first North Carolina player into the books here in the 87th minute.
And that's a smart foul for Summersall to take the yellow card there, because Miami had numbers going the other way, and this was an issue for North Carolina against El Paso in the last home game. They left themselves really exposed in transition.
A yellow card has been assessed to NCFC number 44,
Naranjo.
Summersall in the 87th minute.
Back to Blanco. Now Romero. Blanco slips it to Naranjo. Good defending there by Sven Sundstrom. Getting it off of Naranjo last, and a goal kick coming up for North Carolina. It's not too late to claim your 2026 season tickets for just $99. Early bird price rates are up to 50% off in savings from regular price tickets with never any ticketing or service fees. Plus, you can also enjoy perks of access to 2025 playoff tickets and have your name entered to win a team-signed game ball. Head to tickets.northcarolinafc.com for more information.
A yellow card has been assessed to the Miami FC bench in the 88th minute.
And fourth official Nicholas Strednak advising referee Edson Carvajal to give a yellow card to one of the coaches on the bench. After that last play, they didn't win a corner. Here's Knudsen over to Ricketts. Carolina holding on to this 1-0 lead. All that's left to see is how much stoppage time will be added. Great read of the ball by Zemla. Sundstrom does his job to shield off the Miami attacker. Very frustrated there with his defenders, just been a little too hurried to get the ball forward. They've been pretty patient throughout the majority of the game here, but when you make the changes they have now, and there's a lot of attacking players on the pitch, you don't want your defenders just lumping it forward. Hopefully, got to find ways to work the ball into good areas still. This ball will head towards the corner. Anderson giving chase back to Knudsen. And Campisi gives it away. Roberts. Can North Carolina get a second late? Roberts takes it himself and it's blocked. Oh, Maldonado was calling for it. Here comes Miami through Zarate. Numbers over on the weak side here with Ricketts. Played into the middle and moved around. Fourth official has registered that there will be a minimum of 8 minutes as the chance by Miami goes begging. 8 minutes of added time presented by Town Properties. Still a long way to go in this matchup between North Carolina and Miami, as the home team is maintaining a 1-0 lead, as Gaston Madoni trying to get any combination to work. John Bradford giving support to his guys, knowing they got to get this over the finish line. 3 points is a must for both teams as Ricketts gets away from Alcock. Now up against Washington. Ricketts slips it through. Donovan steps in, and Washington concedes a corner. Excellent defending by the back three of North Carolina. Yeah, Ricketts has been really good for Miami. Probably one of their best players, wearing the captain armband now. Trying to work some magic down the left-hand side. Time ticking away for the visitors. Yeah, Tobias Zarate will deliver the corner kick. All the big options available, doesn't get by the first man. Alcock heads it away, all the way back to Mercado. Diego Mercado now gets it wide to Zarate. He's got room to find an option. Lofts this towards the far post, goes over everybody. Romero now goes low. Somersault dealt with it. And it goes all the way out for a quick throw from Miami FC. And that chance goes begging as the defenders stayed up. And Zemla will take some air out of the ball. So we've gone through 2 of the minimum of 8 minutes of Town Properties added time. Get the feeling this is another one of those performances that North Carolina gets the goal and are able to hold on to the lead and manage the game. Anderson trying to spin away from Danko. Anderson was held up by Knudsen, and he rifled one that almost gave North Carolina all 3 points. That's great work from the front man. You've got both defenders clinging to him, but here gets all the way into the box and off balance thunders one towards the top corner. Part of me was just saying to him, just keep it in the corner. So now you give Miami the chance going the other way, but if he sticks in the top corner, I wouldn't be complaining. Bonfiglio trying to touch it to a teammate. Falls to Alcock, and he'll just clear it. Blanco to Milano, switches it to Romero. Naranjo and Bonfilio and Zarate all calling for it. Into the area it goes. Zarate will track it down. Marked closely by Summersall. Now Mercado, kind of caught between two thoughts, sends it forward, and it's cleared away by North Carolina. DaCosta trying to get his positioning. And what touch, what confidence from Rodrigo DaCosta, playing in his 200th USL Championship game. And getting a throw in for his side.
Yeah, great work from the Brazilian there, just using his body to fend off the opposition, and some clever little touches, what you expect from a boy from Rio de Janeiro.
We're in the 5th minute of added time here, as Miami is searching for an equalizer. North Carolina looking for the clean sheet and 3 points. Romero.
For me, Brian, get one of the centre-backs up there. If they're going to end up just slinging it in the box like this.
Oh, what it falls to Milano. Here's a chance off the crossbar. Zarate denied by Alcock. A huge moment for North Carolina. All hands on deck defensively. Blanco. Touched away by Donovan. Back in by Knutson. It falls to Ricketts.
The longest 8 minutes of stoppage time for any North Carolina fan.
Blanco trying to chip it to Milano. Lucas Milano, and again it's blocked by Connor Donovan. And you see how emphatic he is. Corner kick for Miami. North Carolina is holding on to this 1-0 lead.
Just can't cut out the supply at the moment. Any ball wide means the ball's coming in.
This time looks like it's going to come through thick and fast through Zarate. Off of Ricketts' head. Cleared away by Cervania. Stepped in is Blanco. His chance blocked by Maldonado. It falls to Milano. And Roberts gets the whistle. North Carolina can breathe a huge sigh of relief after Miami knocked on the door with this chance that went off the post, and then Alcock clearing it off the line.
Milano to Romero off the bar. Falls to Zarate, and Alcock just manages to get his right boot on that one, and hands on head for Miami. They cannot believe that they haven't scored today. It's incredible.
And there's still some time left, but not after that. As Ricketts pushes into the back of DaCosta, it's going to be a free kick for North Carolina as we are in the final minute of a minimum of 8. North Carolina FC fans on bated breath. Trying to get this win, get this over the line. They've survived several scares in this game. 2 goals called back for offsides, and a third that went off the crossbar and cleared off the line. 3 glorious chances for Miami in this game, but they have nothing to show for it. And now in the final seconds, all eyes will be on Edson Carvajal's whistle. Quick restart by Miami. We have had the 8 minutes. Quick look at the watch, and that is full time. North Carolina gets 3 big points. As Amado Alcock, one of the key defensive heroes, Evan Conway getting his 3rd goal in as many games, and Andrew, North Carolina gets 3 big points.
Yeah, they won't be caring how they come about. It was definitely all backs to the wall, all hands to the pump defensively. They got the breaks today, but they've great finish from that man, Evan Conway, to get the 3 points and move on to the next game.
We will take one final break and give a look at the full-time highlights as North Carolina defeats Miami 1-0. Back in just a second here on Golazo Network.
With a family like that to take care of, the two of you have your hands full. At WakeMed Urgent Care, we're everywhere you are, so getting the care they need when they need it couldn't be more convenient. Soccer star? Easy. Kids? Covered. The twins? Done. Aches and pains? Virtual urgent care to the rescue. So download the WakeMed All Access app today and take care of everyone in the family, including the two of you.
The North Carolina FC team makes the fans go home happy. Evan Conway, his goal in the 13th minute, gives the home team the 1-0 victory. Brian Ware alongside Andrew Tate. Andrew, this was quite an exciting game. Let's take a look at the highlights. And the home team got going early on this pass from Ahmad Al-Kak to Evan Conway.
Yeah, through the eye of a needle into the leading frontman for North Carolina. One touch to turn, the second to pick his spot and find the back of the net. And that was all it would take for North Carolina to get 3 points. Evan Conway's 9th goal of the season and his 5th time he's opened the scoring for them. But this was the real robbery for me for Miami. This will be the one that we'll be having nightmares about. You see Ahmad Al-Kak sitting on the end line. Ball cuts back to Bonfilio, and he's adjudged to be offside, but for me he's onside all day. I'm sharing the opinion of Gaston Madoni there. And they create other chances. Bonfilio again heavily involved, cuts it back. This one correctly adjudged to be offside, in my opinion. Naranjo, I think it was, that was just the wrong side of Bryce Washington, right on the toes of Oliver Zemler. But the chances kept coming. This one off the underside of the bar and then cleared off the line by Ahmad Al-Kak. It was all hands to the pump, and they were knocking at the door for the entire 98 minutes, Brian. But for North Carolina, it's a much deserved 3 points in terms of their hard work, but they also got a good shade of luck, as you can see from the stats here. 22 shots for Miami, but just the one on target. That's the one that's telling. The expected goals off those 22 shots and the position they got into would be just shy of 2. But for North Carolina, it doesn't matter how they come at this time of year. 3 points is 3 points. And for Miami, those playoff hopes are just being distinguished very quickly.
Those are the full-time stats presented by Jump. We want to thank our entire crew, led by Paul Beam. From my broadcast partner, Andrew Tate, I'm Brian Ware, saying thanks again for watching this USL Championship game in the Eastern Conference. North Carolina moves to 3rd with their 1-0 win on Miami. Good night from Cary.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.